Chris Kelly.
Adrian Jensen, what's up, man?
Hey, it's weird to see you alive.
Oh yeah, last Saturday, I broke my spine so bad.
It was pretty gross.
My intestines, I felt them in my mouth. I opened my mouth and my intestines were hanging out. I feel okay though.
Oh, and hey, also, why are you even alive?
Oh, I got this healing factor recently, so yeah.
Oh, we're about to test that.
What? Ah! Okay, that's enough. That's it. Stop it, Adrian. Come on, dude. Come on. Okay. Ow. What? Stop it. Ah, okay. All right, that's it. Ooh, that stings.
Not bad. You don't have the healing powers, I totally forgot. Gonna go get some tacos, so good luck.
Do eyeballs grow back?
It was all a trick. The gun never went through the hand at all.
It's amazing! So this is the effect that we want to recreate from the Deadpool 2 trailer.
We started off with 2 identical sets of gloves and 2 identical guns.
I picked my least favorite gun, which is also the most broken gun, and I sawed it in half.
If it wasn't the most broken before, it is now. The gun got pretty messed up in the process, so we went ahead and just sprayed it black again. We mixed up some 5-minute epoxy and glued the severed gun tip to this piece of a soda can holder thing.
In the footage, you can see we have some ribbons tied to the back. We were initially going to use those to tie onto the hand, but it turned out not to be necessary.
We cut a hole into one of the gloves and put the gun tip through it and added some fake blood on top. It was gross.
We filmed our action twice, once with the whole gun and the clean glove, and once with the sawed-off gun and that gross glove. Having the tip removed from the gun allowed me to pretend to move my hand along the barrel.
What you can't see off screen is that we have our arms resting on a tripod to keep them from moving in between takes while we switch the glove and the gun. Sort of worked.
Sort of worked. In After Effects, import the 3 main pieces of the puzzle.
Number 1 is this clean action for the beginning. The glove is clean and the gun is whole.
Number 2 is the similar action with the sawed-off gun and the fake gun tip on the glove.
Number 3 is obviously a clean plate. You should always shoot a clean plate. Only an idiot would forget to shoot a clean plate.
Ooh, we didn't actually shoot a clean plate.
Well, you know, sometimes you forget. Smart people forget too.
That's okay. We're only human. Everybody makes mistakes. We can just scrub to this point in the footage where both arms have pretty much left the frame and freeze frame that. It's not ideal, but it's gonna work.
That was a close one. Scrub to the part of the footage when Chris's hand stops moving forward. Duplicate that, freeze frame it, and use the right bracket key to trim it to this point.
Then you can draw a somewhat detailed mask around the tip of the gun, just the front face. Set a keyframe for the position. Use the page up key to move backwards 1 frame at a time, and use the up and down arrow keys to gently nudge this layer up and down to keep it lined up with the rest of the gun barrel. Now do not move it left and right, just up and down. When you reach the point that the gun barrel would no longer be visible, you can use the left bracket key to trim that layer.
And that's really the main trick of how this effect is done. Now it just needs a lot of cleanup. First, let's use our fake clean plate to remove the gun tip from Chris's hand until we actually need to see it. Draw a mask and animate it to cover this side of the hand. We're going to keep going until we reach the point where Chris's hand is no longer moving forward, and then trim the end of the layer to that point.
On good old FootageCrate.com, there's actually this bullet wound 2 clip we can use to cover up the rest of the tip of the gun. It has a big drip of blood that we actually don't need at the bottom, so we're just gonna mask that part off.
To fill in the rest of the hand that we removed, we can take a still frame of the footage without the bloody gun tip in it and animate it to follow Chris's hand. It doesn't match very well, so we can warp it with the puppet pin tool. Place pins on all of the features that need to be lined up. In this case, the glove has lots of detail, so we're gonna need pins here where the glove changes from white to red, here where the rubber knuckle part starts and here where it ends, here where the glove changes back to white, and then a few at the bottom here to line up with the wrinkles. On the back side, just put pins everywhere that the slope of the edge starts to change direction. So at the bottom, at the back of the hand, at the knuckle, and at the tip of the fingers, that should be enough.
You really should go through frame by frame, moving these pins to make sure that they line up as perfectly as possible. You may notice that the bottom of this layer is appearing over the arm, which isn't right, but don't worry about that for now because Adrian's gonna fix it in the next step.
All right.
Get it, Adrian.
I will. Duplicate the base footage, trim it to end at the same point that all of our other crazy layers do. We're gonna use this layer to do a bit of roto.
Roto?
Yeah, but it's gonna be easy. Draw a mask around this jacked up fuzzy part of the glove that covers over the gun. Hit M to show the masks in the timeline, right click the name of the mask and select Track Mask.
This then opens up the tracker window way over on the other side of the screen. Change the method to position, scale, and rotation and hit track backwards. We told you it was easy.
Cool, it does the work for you. There's this other torn up fabric down here at the bottom of the glove that should be obscuring our hand patch as well. So go ahead and mask around it and track it in the same way. Draw a mask around the arm and do the same thing. You can mask around the tops of the fingers if your patch isn't lining up perfectly in that area as well. Also draw a mask around the barrel of the gun, but don't extend it beyond the tip of the gun that we animated earlier. This is the only mask you'll have to animate by hand, but it's easy.
Next, we need to line this whole thing up with our first bit of footage with the clean glove and gun. You might get lucky and have it already lined up, but in our case, it just didn't work out so perfectly. We decided to mat out the gun and the hand separately and move them into better positions. We still have our fake clean plate, which lines up pretty well, so this all worked out pretty good.
Between these two shots, there should be a muzzle flash, which is good because that will also help us hide our cut point. On ProductionCrate, there's tons of muzzle flashes available, so just grab one and put it in between the gun layer and the hand layer. Set it to a screen or add transfer mode.
We also want to simulate some light being thrown around my hand by the muzzle flash, so Adrian, why don't you do that?
Like I do everything. Duplicate the hand layer and trim it to just one frame. Add a fill effect and color it black. Add a bevel alpha effect and turn your edge thickness way up and turn your light intensity way up and turn your light angle to a point where the highlight is on the side of the hand where it contacts the gun. On top of that, add a CC radial blur effect, change the type to a fading zoom and turn the amount up and move the center point to be near the gun itself. This should be on a screener and add transfer mode, by the way. If you want to brighten this layer up, you'll first need to add a solid composite effect and turn the color to black. Then you can add a curves or a levels and brighten it up that way. The curves and levels effects can't really brighten something up if it's on an alpha channel, which is why we did the solid composite thing. To colorize this layer, you can use a tritone effect and use it to steal some colors from that muzzle flash, you color thief.
All right, let's add in some blood. We used one of the messy blood squib effects and one of the blood spill effects to get that extra stream of blood. Feel free to be a bit gratuitous with the blood because this is a Deadpool effect after all, and that movie was rated R.
If you want, you can finish this off with some fake camera shake. We went over a method for keyframeable camera shake in our last video, the Deadpool spine break tutorial. It was so gnarly.
If you want to see our first test of this effect, well, here it is. We tried to do a green patch on the back of the hand, holding a small Nerf gun in the place of a full-sized one, matching the timing of a separate plate of a full-size gun to match. And for some reason, that didn't work out too well.
Okay. But you know, if you have a cool idea for an effect and it doesn't turn out the way you hope, don't give up. You can go back to the drawing board and come up with something new. You'll get there eventually.
Yeah, saw the gun in half. That was the answer to all our problems.
If at first you don't succeed, saw the gun in half. Hey, last week we promised you guys we'd be naming this guy this week. We didn't forget, we're gonna do that right now. We wrote down a bunch of your suggestions on some name tags and we're gonna throw them out that window, and whichever name he chooses by selecting it with his right hand is gonna be his name forever. Come on.
Right arm.
Layton Creighton or Buffalo Bill?
Oh, jeez.
I think it's Layton.
Layton Creighton.
Layton. I think this is the official name. Layton Creighton. I think this was Justin's choice. Justin, congratulations.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Happy birthday. We have a name officially. Layton Creighton is the newest member of the ProductionCrate family.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Yeah, happy birthday, dude. Layton,
What would you do if you found out that somebody was watching this but they were not subscribed?
Oh my god! I tell them to make sure and subscribe! Yeah.
All right, everybody, make it awesome. We'll see you next time, and Layton, we'll see you next time too. Bye.
Bye.